Hi, is that Ayush? Okay, this is Ayush. Hi.
Hello.
और कौन है? There's a lot of echo. Like
Hello.
whatever you're speaking, there's a lot.
Naresh.
What? I can hear you, but there's a lot of echo.
It's echoing a lot.
हाँ, echo बहुत है.
अब
तू कर क्या रहा है?
अच्छा हाँ म्यूट तो कर दिया ना.
ఏం పవి?
एरर आ गया फिर से लॉगिन कर.
ఏమి? నాకు ఇప్పుడు కాల్ ఉంది అమ్మకి తెలుసు. Yo, Mishra. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Mishra, I can't hear you. Mishra, mic testing कर.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
हाँ, अब सुनाई दे रहा है. Hello.
Nice. Yeah. YouTube पे देख रहा था तो आप अभी भी घर पे बात कर रहे थे तो Hangouts आगे है YouTube पीछे है. ओके. बहुत सारे लोग हैं. कौस्तुभ कुछ बोल रहा है मैं कुछ
काफी
नहीं
लोग आ
दे
गए.
रहा. Kaustuv, mute. I can't hear you.
हाँ, I can't hear Kaustubh either. Am I audible?
Yes.
अभी आ रही है आवाज?
Yes.
And no echo. Cool.
So we have one demo today.
That's great.
We have one demo today by Ayush Kaushal, and maybe Shivam will step in to give another demo.
तो मतलब वो आएगा ही.
So let's start. Ayush, you can turn on the mic and you can start presenting on your laptop. Present to everyone here, and now I think you should. हाँ उसको स्क्रीन शेयर करना पड़ेगा. You can unmute your mic as well.
Hello.
Hello. Hey Ayush.
Hi.
Is the screen visible to you?
Yes. No, not your screen. I can't see your screen.
Hangouts के बाद. It should be the second option or second or third option.
Screen share.
Yep. Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
We can see.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Nice. So I took this up as an issue from Blackjack. It's a bot on Metakgp that tracks breakthrough DRP set up. So this was actually an issue on that because what it does is that overrides previous years. So this is supposed to keep track of the previous year's grade history, grade distribution history for the courses, and I developed this so that you could do the grade distribution for the courses. So this was my former.
Wow.
Yes.
Kaustubh, you should mute your microphone.
Yeah. Yeah. Um.
And speaker भी बंद कर दे. Just.
mm.
हाँ.
That speaker, so you can turn it. Okay. So now we do it. Yeah. Ayush, can you say something now?
So this was the previous.
We lost. Like, I think I could not hear since the beginning. So you were saying something about blackjack.
Hello.
Ayush, can you start over? Come
Yeah.
from the start.
But Kaustubh, you should mute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Ayush, wait. There's another laptop which is not muted, which is causing the. I don't remember the physics term, but
Yeah.
you get the idea.
Echo, ricochet, पता नहीं whatever.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, but it's better if you mute the other laptop, which has Metakgp logged in.
Okay. So now.
नहीं हुआ.
It's still not muted.
Yeah, it's still not muted.
Am I audible now? Is it clear?
Oh, you are audible.
Yes, you are audible, Ayush. There's no worry. Yeah. Please mute the laptop which has Metakgp in it.
Mute the laptop which is Metakgp at the regime. Okay.
Yes, please.
So-
Yeah, it's finally what
Yeah.
you wanted. Yeah. Please go ahead.
So I took
Yes,
this up.
Ayush.
I took this up as an issue from Blackjack, which is a bot on Metakgp. So what that bot did was that it extracted grades from ERP and put it up on the wiki. So, but what happened is that it overrides the previous grades. I I made this app so that all the past grade distribution, the data could be collected and it could be put up on a platform where anyone can view previous year grade distribution. So this is the former front end which I used now, and I deployed it to Heroku. So if you type course code, then uh, this gives you the previous year records. And let's try it for one more. And now if you type something else, then it will give you an invalid code. This was the former front end I used. Now, okay. So it even has the feature of historical average. And for now, I have max data of 4 semesters, like data for 4 semesters that has been extracted from ERP. And this was a former front end that I used. Now, I have upgraded it, but it hasn't been deployed on Heroku. So let's try out the new front end. So this is the new front end. Let's try out for some other gates. Say like EE, this one. There's no data on that. Something else, EE. So this has 4 records on that. This is a new front end. I haven't tested it fully, and once I do, I'll deploy it on Heroku as well so that others can use it. One of the the major problems that I faced was which anyone would do as their first project. This was the first project that I built entirely by myself. Everything, like including the front end and back end, most of the stuff I learned for the first time and used for the first time, like CSS and JavaScript and Flask and all. So that's why this was quite challenging. Any questions from your side?
Um, yeah, because I really cannot understand how do you get this data. So can you
Yeah,
give some insights? Yeah.
so I got this data from the like Blackjack bot. It has a repo on GitHub, so I got it from the history of that repo. Like I extracted the data from a
Okay.
couple of like unmerged pull requests as well for
Oh,
and like I viewed the code at particular point in history,
okay.
and I got the data from there, and then it is in the form of JSON file, and
Oh,
then like this thing actually merges it and stores it in a single JSON file so that it's easier to search and like have the request done and finished. And then there's the front end. Like I used Flask as a web framework, and like it basically takes in the input and then searches it in the JSON file, makes the graphs and stitches them together horizontally, vertically, and also has a historical average feature.
hmm.
And yeah,
This is nice. One thing which I can comment is that since you had to go through the Git history, you can send some changes to the upstream project Blackjack so that it does not overwrite the data. It just copies it in the repo. That would be better, right? I think so. Uh, yeah.
no,
So
yeah.
if yeah, go ahead.
I actually also have like one feature like every semester or something we may need to run this. It's similar to Blackjack, so it'll actually
Hmm.
uh, get data from ERP and then store it in a JSON file, and it'll be converted
Okay.
into the collective file storing like each data sorted according to the course code for
Okay.
this thing. Now
Okay.
I still have to work on something to integrate this stuff and Blackjack. I don't want to run both of them separately, and like I'll be
Hmm.
working upon that next. And also like a
Okay.
couple of other things that some courses are missing, like breadth courses and all.
Hmm.
Okay. May I ask why you had to create this as a separate project? Like, couldn't you just extend Blackjack to do this as well? Because, like, I'm pretty sure it has most of this functionality already built in, and I think you can do it now. But the more important that will you be able to add all your new changes to Blackjack now? So basically, now you're able to do things like so you are able to show 4 different years, and you're also able to show the historical average, none of which are available on
Wiki.
wiki right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you somehow merge these two projects? Like I'm just a little worried that these two projects might split into two different things, even though they are basically doing the same. So
Yeah.
like I would really like it if you can somehow just keep it as one project, because it's easier to maintain, and like it's one place to contribute to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Echo.
Just a minute. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. So one problem was that if I talk about like 1 or 2 years from now, because of this, the wiki pages will get cluttered a lot, and instead we can have a link on the wiki pages like where they can view the previous year's grades.
Okay.
That was the only downside I felt, and it was a major one.
Yeah, seems fair. So Okay, so in that case, I would just suggest two changes. Not changes, more like feature additions. So right now you have built this as a Flask server, right? So if it's a Flask server, then it would be awesome if like your API allowed me to directly query for some particular year as well. So I could just say, um, I don't know, what's it called? What's your project called?
I named it Grim Reaper before. Like the previous front end was pretty like scary, more scarier than the Great Distribution itself. So I
Okay,
changed it
so
to a brighter one, the one that makes you more positive.
Kronos.
Even though
Okay.
the Great Distribution is supposed to fill you with disparity.
Yeah. All right. So Kronos. So if
Yeah,
I
it's
could
not
just say Kronos slash CS 40019 slash 2018, then it would be good if I could just like directly get only the grade distribution for 2018. Um,
okay.
it could possibly be used somewhere else in a different project. Maybe we could integrate it with the dashboard, like when we do it. Like I think we should
Yeah, yeah,
eventually integrate it with the dashboard at some point of time.
yeah, yeah. That's
So
totally possible.
yes, so I would like it if you can extend your API. And the second suggestion was that it's a fair point that at a future in future you will have a lot of years, and so it will clutter the wiki. But it would be nice if you could just keep the latest grades plus average, historical average on the wiki. So can you do this too?
Yeah, or I can put it as an option, like whichever one you want.
No, I mean it's wiki, right? So it's static. So it's like you
Okay.
just commit it once.
Okay, you
So
want it on Wiki, yeah.
yeah, on the wiki. I'm saying on the
Yeah,
wiki.
that can be
Like
done.
right now we have the latest. It would
Hmm.
be nice if you can add the average to the wiki as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, but otherwise, cool man. This is pretty good.
yeah. Anything from your side, Imanshu?
No, I just get the motivation that you must have while building this, and when you say that I did everything JavaScript, CSS,
Yeah.
Flask, that is something which is good to have in during the vacations. It really helps. So kudos on making this.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank
Well
you.
done.
Yeah.
I cannot really clap because my roommate is asleep. So sorry.
Yeah, and I have only one hand.
Um,
Yeah.
So when you open up Chronos, uh, I can see four records separately. So in the future, do you plan to show all these code in one plot? Because this, so is that something that crossed your mind, or you like,
I haven't considered that. I didn't see any like plus point.
because that would allow me straight away to compare what was how
Okay.
many EXs were there last time, and how many were there the year before that in
Yeah.
just one stream. Here I'll have to scroll up and down again and again
Hmm.
just to compare across 3 semesters, right?
Hmm.
So you plan to include that, or
Yeah,
will you be considering it?
yeah, I will consider it, but like if you want to compare of three or four, like at max. Otherwise, if like after like it's 5 or 6 records, then it'll be very difficult to like it'll get more cluttered in just one graph to have like 5 or 6 different uh, years of records. If it's like 2 or 3 particular they want to compare, then I can add that feature and show it in a single graph.
Yeah, because here it's four, so
Yeah.
I have to like scroll for even
Hmm.
comparing the first and third, right?
Yeah.
So is that something you'll be working on, or you'll
Yeah,
see?
I have to like uh, I will be considering that.
So is then just to go to the Hangouts part.
Yeah.
So are there any more questions for Ayush? None?
um,
Okay. So we'll go to Shivam now. Shivam, are you ready?
You,
hey
Siddharth.
Siddharth. Without you're muted.
हाँ हाय हाय गाइस
Hi.
रुक कौन है सब लोग इसमें क्यों है अच्छा आदित्य उधर है ना कोई भी उधर है क्या
हाँ हम लोग इधर ही
नहीं मतलब केजीपी में भाई आयुष अकेला ही उधर है क्या
Yeah.
ये ब्रो
Abhi,
कोड कौन है
there is Shivam, obviously.
ओ गायब क्यों
Could you
है
miss Ja?
ओ हाँ कौस्तुभ दिख गया ओके फाइन आदित्य आदित्य you're also in KGP right ओ अच्छा ठीक है
Are we audible?
हाँ
Yes,
या
you
या
are.
Okay. So what about sir? क्या कर रहे हैं?
मैं कर देता हूँ ऐसे. This is that a piece of there's some bug.
So can you present now? Okay. I'll be switching on to Shivam.
I'll tell the idea next.
Okay.
Microphone off कर लिया मैंने. Screen sharing on कर दिया. Am I audible?
Hi, sure. Yes.
So, during the holidays, there was this discussion on in the course channel about creating a command line interface for sending event invites. Basically, we all have a Google group, and it is usually tiresome to create a calendar rather than just do it from your CLI. So I created a CLI tool for the same. It, So what it does is, it basically asks the user, let me run it. So it asks the user all the basic details, and on the backend it uses Google Calendar API to create an event and at the same time send invites to all.
Can you clear the terminal? Okay.
Sorry. So all we have to do is enter some basic data, like suppose this today month is 07 and 28. Start time say 2300 hours. Location. Description. Okay, now there is some bug in this, but what it is supposed to do is, once we enter these details, it asks the user to authenticate his Google Drive calendar using a head browser. Basically, I will be converting this into a headless command, so it can be launched from any server and basically a headless server. And then it automatically sends invitation to all, as well as there are settings for sending notifications. Basically, currently they have been hard coded, but I am planning to shift them into a config file. Currently, they send notification 1 hour before and then half an hour before the event. And using the tool is very easy. Plus the plus the input method is really easy. All one needs to do is create a file in which, create a table in which at least one of the columns has a name, email address. Once you have that column, all the elements below it are considered as emails and they all are added as your invitees. Plus, I have also made sure that if there is some email which doesn't exist, it doesn't corrupt the system and it will be automatically rejected and shown on the screen. I will be fixing this bug very soon. Actually, this was caused due to a library being changed. I'm using a newer Python version and the library changed, so it's not working anymore.
Cool. Yeah, I think, the main reason of creating the CLI was because it was tedious to add invitees.
Yeah, matlab
Um,
opening the
yeah,
calendar and then doing all that stuff.
yeah. That's the main motivation. You should.
Yes.
um, cool. So does Google Calendar has its own CLI which you can maybe leverage, or are you making everything from scratch?
Actually, before making this project, I searched through many GitHub repositories. There were no such project which does this thing exactly. Like there are projects which sync your calendar, which shows your calendar events in the on your terminal, but there is no such tool which makes lets you create events like this.
Um, okay.
Any questions?
Um, yeah. I think you should. I don't know. So if you search, if you say so, then I'll yeah. I won't say anything, but I think there would be some tools. So for example, GCalCLI says that it lets you create events, um, even delete and edit them,
I guess it
and
lets you create events in your own calendar, and you
okay.
have to manually add invitees to that.
Okay, what I mean that you can create a wrapper around this CLI, because it will also have some API to use, and you can just use it. I'm not saying that you have to modify that. I'm just saying you
Hmm.
can use it,
Yeah.
because what I know is that Google authentication is really uh yeah, difficult. That's what I feel. But if you can do it, then it's
What do
cool.
you mean by Google authentication is difficult?
Uh, I mean, the way you authenticate with Google. uh, so I try to like create keys and put them in directory in my own laptop so that it would work. But yeah, you have to disable a lot of stuff if you have
I
two-factor
don't
authentication
you have to
enabled.
do so.
Yeah.
Typically, I am supplying the client secrets ID with the client only. All the thing that user has to do is the CLI will automatically open a link in his browser, and then from there
Okay.
it just has to authenticate the application. That is like a simple click.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Cool. If it works, then it's great. Yeah. But sometimes, yeah. Never mind. We'll
And one
just.
more thing, the authentication is single time. Once you authenticate with the Google Calendar API, you can
Hmm.
use this thing till the time you don't reset your system. Like the authentication is stored in the home directory and it will be reused whenever you use the client again with the same email ID.
Cool. Cool.
So,
Shivam, okay, so my first question is why exactly was this needed? As in, what's the use case? So I think everything that you just described can be like in with the same ease of use be done with Google Calendar, the GUI that they have. So how exactly is this doing more than that? Like, what's a good use case for me to use this?
The best use case is that you don't want to leave your terminal and go to the GUI. So it's like you can on the go you're doing something and then suddenly you're like, okay, I have to create this event. Then from
Yeah.
the terminal only you can create the event. That's the only thing this is designed for, like to replicate, not replicate, to simplify the GUI elements. Like you don't need to go through everything. For an event, there are a set of stuff which you need to decide, and only those things are asked to you in the terminal. And once you give all of that stuff, everything is done by the CLI itself.
I will add to it, Shivam. So yeah, there are more use cases actually. So what you can do is, let's say you have an organization and you have categorized the organization with, let's say there are these many fifth years, these many fourth years, these many third years, these many alumni, etc. And you want to set up a meeting with, let's say, just third year, second year, or just fifth year and alumni. So you can say, okay, set up a meeting, and because it's your own personal tool, it will know what people are involved. So I think this is one use case where you know people, the type of them in your org, and it will have the data. So otherwise, you'll have to go into the sheet and just copy paste emails. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
just about yeah.
okay, so if I think of it this way, then let's say that you have, I don't know, you can create a directory structure and decide on some file name. So basically, if you can keep like a bunch of files, each of them with different list of email IDs, and while you are creating the event, if I am able to just select one file and the invite is sent to all of them, then I think like that would be really cool.
You can actually do that.
Is it done already? Is it implemented?
Yes, it is implemented. Basically, what you need to do is, see, there are two options. If you don't supply a path to the program, it automatically assumes that you have a list of emails in the form of table in source directory. But there is but through the command line, while launching the application, while launching the client, you can specify the path of the file.
Cool.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and another thing would be to host it somewhere online so that when we are discussing, okay, let's set up a meeting, we can go to that URL and use a web interface or something.
But the point is, if you can go to that URL, why won't you go to Google Drive URL directly?
Because you don't remember the emails, right? So even if you just go to the URL, it will have the data.
Emails manually.
Yes, and yeah. But I loved it when you say that you don't want to leave the terminal, because that was exactly something I used to do. But now it's different. I don't want to open my terminal.
Like I have this habit of creating tools just because I don't want to leave CLI. Like if there's something I want to do through terminal and this thing doesn't exist, I will create it, but I won't leave the terminal.
Got it. Okay, and one more slightly, I mean, not exactly a technical question. What exactly did you mean when you said that you need, you intend to convert it as a headless browser or something? I mean, isn't it already headless?
Right now,
like it's, if my assumption is correct, you are using the Google Calendar API, right?
Which API?
Google Calendar API.
Yes, I'm using the Google Calendar API, but right now the authentication method is the one which comes automatic, like inside the Google Calendar API. What I plan to do is I plan to use, there is like with the Google API only, there is another library which uses Flow, and what it does is it creates a unique link which you can open in any browser, and then when you open that in any browser, authenticate it in the normal way, you get a key, and that key you can insert back into the program. So basically, right now I can't use the client on my DigitalOcean server, say. But with that,
so right now, if I'm not wrong, what you said was that it gives you a link. You need to open that link, and once you have, I don't know, probably open the link, then it gets authenticated back on your CLI. So why wouldn't it work on DigitalOcean?
Right now, it doesn't do that. Right now, it automatically opens the browser with the link.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, so there are like two types of open authentication flows, right? The one that he's talking about is the second one, in which it will give you a link, and then that's the thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
At that time when
I don't think I have any other question.
At the time when I was doing this project, actually that method seemed hard to me, but I had to implement it now in my GISA project, so I will be implementing it here as well.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. You had to say this.
Yeah.
Because
right.
Just to comment that, Yeah, Siddharth, go ahead.
Yeah. So you're talking about the authentication stuff, right? You said that once you authenticate, you can just use the token forever. But I think you have to like get the refresh token, right? Every time.
Yeah,
Isn't that
refresh
how?
token automatically fetched.
Okay. So and isn't the like the refresh token itself, doesn't that have like some validity? I don't think it's valid forever, right?
It's like it has a validity obviously, but you can
Hmm.
get from the refresh token you get a
Hmm.
actual token on which you can get again a refresh token. It has the limits
Hmm.
like in a day you can get 50 refresh token. That's the
Hmm.
limit,
Hmm.
something like that.
Hmm.
There is no
Okay.
limit
So
life of how many for how long you can get the but for how many times you can get in a day. That's the limit.
So if you don't use it for, I mean, I don't know the numbers, but what is the validity of the refresh token itself?
I guess it's 2 hours or something.
Two
Like one
hours.
token
So
is 2 hours, but on that token you can get a refresh token, which again creates a token and that stays for 2 hours.
no. So how long can you get the new token using the refresh token? I mean, you have to refresh. What?
You can get it for forever. Like there's no limit. Like right now, when I was running this a few days back, I was using the token which I created 2 months back.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Fine, fine. Yeah. So that's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's just a single one-time thing, I guess.
Yes, that's single one-time thing. Like there is a
Hmm.
separate code that does this refresh thing automatically. It
Hmm.
checks whether your token has expired, and when it has
Hmm.
expired, it's all implemented in the Drive API only. Sorry,
Hmm.
Calendar API.
Hmm. Okay. And okay, fine. That's good. And the other thing was, you said that there's a Google group, right? Can you not send calendar invites directly to the whole group? Is that not allowed?
No, I don't think there's a Google group involved in this case.
No, no, he said that, yeah, I mean, he said that there are like a list of email IDs, right? So the
Yeah, but
way
it's not a
we,
Google group.
No,
yeah,
I
I
Google
got
group
it.
would.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
asking, why not do that? I mean, like that was the way we used to do it. So you could just add the Google group and then everyone would be invited. So like Manchu said, you would have like 5 Google groups and you could move members between them. And then just you add two groups and everyone on those groups would be invited. Isn't that, doesn't that make sense too?
okay, I think I was misunderstood here. I meant that you can also take the help of Google Group here because Google Group automatically
Ha.
creates a table for you. What the
Yeah.
CLI needs is a table, like a table in which one column has a heading email address. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything below that heading is considered as emails, and then it is checked whether it is a valid email or not. So you don't need
Yeah.
a Google Group for this.
No,
Yeah.
no,
I agree.
I'm saying that, like you said that the main issue was you don't know the email IDs, right? You have to add all the email IDs. So instead of that, you want to store the email IDs in a file and then do all the stuff on the terminal. So why not
Yes.
just like open a browser and I mean, you have a browser open. Just go to calendar and invite the whole group itself. So then you would not have to do all that stuff, right?
That again makes you leave the terminal, now.
Yeah, this
You
again
have to
the
leave. Yeah, yeah.
existential
Yeah.
crisis question for this
Why?
room. I like to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
We
have to
don't
leave the
want to leave
terminal.
the terminal. One
Like
terminal is enough.
everything that
You do
the
have
this
you do have a browser open, right? All the time.
yes I do have, but still
Okay, fine.
switching into it.
No, Shivam,
Then
no,
it's
you
fine.
don't leave the terminal. No.
Yeah.
I
You
wanted
should
to
start
add
using
that.
Pine, man. Pine is a great browser. Pine is
No,
one of the best browsers that.
laziness is the problem, not time.
No, no, no. Pine. No, I'm saying if you don't want to leave the terminal, you should start using a browser called Pine, Pine, and it's a really
Okay.
good browser. It's a terminal browser. No, it's not Pine. It's actually Lynx, Lynx, and you should yeah, Lynx. It's a browser in the terminal. It's really good. It's very
Oh,
convenient. I used it for like four.
Actually, my player also plays from terminal only.
What? Oh,
I have
okay.
a player which plays from terminal only.
Oh yeah, that play is actually the MP3 one, right? I think someone shared that. It was really good.
I don't
Yeah,
like.
it was like
There
i3
are three.
music or something. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
acha.
this one's really nice. It's quite old. It
Oh,
was built in 1992. It's
which
not
one?
Wow.
new. Yeah, links.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
old.
it's a really old. It's like it's a now it's like a troll browser, but back then it was probably useful. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
but the MP3 player is really
I
good.
wasn't
Yeah,
born then. Yeah, okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, none of us were, I think. Yeah. So
Um,
yeah,
yeah, Shivam, I just
cool.
wanted to add that I saw this authentication method, which was kind of accounts.google.com v2 sign in similar interface inside the terminal. Uh, I think it was an official Google command line tool. So it had implemented Google authentication inside the terminal. I don't know how or like how it happened, but it felt like magic or something. Um, so it had even forget password and everything you see on the web interface. So
I'll look
check.
in.
Yeah, cool. All right. Thank you, Shivam.
Okay, actually, you can authenticate using terminal only, using wget.
Okay. Oh,
But
nice.
that assumes that you only have one Google account linked to your browser. Like I have 4 Google accounts linked to my Chrome. So if I have to make a selection on which one to authenticate, then it disrupts the curl system. Otherwise, you can use wget or curl to get the token. So you will get the basically you will get the browser link in the second method,
Yeah,
like the method I was
makes
saying I will
sense.
implement.
Yeah, makes sense to do it that way.
But
Um,
have you ever
and
tried this with curl? Aren't you supposed to be logged in to use curl? To use like the link should be opened in a browser where you're logged in, right?
Yes.
So how will you log in curl? Curl doesn't have sessions and all that, right? I'm not sure. I've not used that, but because you said it, I thought you
There is
had
some
already used
method
it.
using which you can provide like I'm not sure, but there is some
Uh-huh.
method I guess using which you can provide input to the curl commands.
What sort of input?
I will have to look into it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. No, I mean I am pretty sure that it's not possible through curl because uh the whole point of that is to be logged in your browser. And if you want to be logged in curl, you can still do that for some websites that use cookies or something like that. But I'm pretty sure Google would not do that.
Actually, there is another method of authentication using password and email, but
Uh-huh.
that requires the user to set his
Yeah, yeah,
accounts to allow insecure apps.
yeah, 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 yeah,
That is something I'm trying to avoid.
yeah, yeah. We should avoid that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool, man.
Cool. Awesome, man.
Thanks.
The G sub plug was unnecessary, by the way.
So, I was like,
All day, every day, man.
Yeah, show
and
off.
मैंने वहाँ पे से किसी को नहीं बताया कि मैंने फर्स्ट टाइम में जिसॉक क्लियर किया ठीक है
Hush, hush.
भाई बता दिया ना, हो गया अभी
अब
YouTube
बता
पे
दिया,
रहेगा ये
अब
live
YouTube पर आ
stream
गया.
on YouTube.
YouTube
हमेशा
पर आ
के लिए.
गया.
हाँ,
Yeah.
पता नहीं कितने लोग देख रहे हैं. कॉस्टो बता होगा.
उस
Is there anyone else?
Hey, who has the link to the spinner? I don't. I'm on my phone.
Spinner, I can. Oh, they can open it.
Yeah, someone please.
Is there anyone else
Anyone
to demo?
else?
Yeah, one more. Okay.
We have one more.
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah, you are.
आप दोनों मेहनत किए and
हम दोनों को मिल देना प्राइस आता था
Naresh or Siddharth, can you do the wheel thing so that वो lag से वो भी
Yes, Himanshu.
yes
Let me search. Let me search.
decide.
Let me search.
You might find the link on our Slack archive.
Um,
Mutual agreement.
Probably the first search result.
हाँ तो ये नहीं कि प्राइस होता है ना अरे 500 रख लेना
Mutual agreement.
We'll decide.
अरे हाँ ऐसे करो
Yeah, I've got something called we'lldecide.com. Okay.
Can you just turn on your screen as well?
हम गलत साइड पता है खड़े हैं ऐसे लाइट आ रही है
Application window.
हाँ भाई पीछे बैठ के
Share. Looks good.
Yeah.
I have Ayush, and I have Shah, and yeah. Okay. Good. No, that's that's all. Demo day.
G-Sock लिखना बे, G-Sock लिखना भूल गया.
अरे yes.
शिवम हटा देना, सिर्फ जीसॉक लिख, जीसॉक फर्स्ट या ऐसा कुछ लिख.
Yes, yeah. Yes. Nice.
That's good, yeah.
Demo day. The date is 29 July. 28.
ऐसे 50% चांस होता है
28. Okay. Apply wheel changes.
नहीं
Click this pin. Acha, okay. So I'll give this link to the laptop. Open this link in the laptop, which is
नहीं, you can. It's fine. It's working.
नहीं, Himanshu, you run it. It's
it
okay.
will lag. It will lag.
That's the point.
So
That's the point.
You spell it.
okay.
You spell it.
Yeah.
Cool. So is my screen on? Application window, Google Hangouts, share. Yeah. Okay. Let's. ये DJ वाला feel आ रहा है, but oh,
Ayush.
yes.
Okay.
घूम रहा है.
ये G-Sock वाला बंदा. So G-Sock first year में किया is definitive. Yes.
Great.
सब की बात आती है ना
Congrats.
This is a good video.
Congratulations,
Shivam. This looks weird, but ठीक है. It looks good.
आयुष पूरे 1000 रुपए का ट्रीट लेना.
हाँ वो तो ले लूंगा.
आयुष नरेश से ट्रीट लेना
वो तो बोलना नहीं चाहिए था. दोनों से ले लूंगा. नरेश ने ले दिया.
Okay.
And there's a PPO guy right behind you.
हाँ people guys don't worry
So
आज का और कल का डिनर हो गया
Congrats, Aditya. I recall recently, like we were talking about internship and PPO की बातें हो रही है अभी.
yes.
Time passes, man.
बुड्ढे हो गए यार अपन.
अपन क्या, वो वापस जा रहा है. हिमांशु तो जाने वाला है वापस.
Yeah, oh right. Oh, I keep forgetting.
हाँ वही ना.
Yeah, all right.
अभी 1 महीना है. So I have 3 weeks. हाँ, निशांत is coming here और हम लोग फिर साथ में 6 दिन लेक टाहो एक जगह वहाँ जा रहे हैं. We'll
Okay.
just stay, chill, do what is legal here in different forms. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
Yeah. So
Awesome, man.
इससे भी लाइव स्ट्रीम हो रहा है हाँ इससे भी लाइव स्ट्रीम
Yes. We'll have to stop the broadcast ताकि hangout call की end हो and YouTube. Okay. So
अरे नरेश, by the way, last demo day का जो ये था ना विनर.
Yeah.
अरे उसका नाम क्या था? उसने मुझे पिंग
He's
किया.
not paid yet. I'll
हाँ.
take care of that. Don't worry.
हाँ ठीक है. हाँ fine.
I'll do that.
Fine.
yeah, we'll sort that out.
Yeah.
Peace है.
Okay. Cool. Chalo.
hey, wait. Shouldn't there be a rule कि एक बंदा एक ही बार जीत सकता है?
Nah, man.
no
और there should be something कि first बार जीता तो full price, second बार 50%,
नहीं
उसके आगे 25%, and
Actually, on second thought, yes, because I sure
this makes sense.
कितना तीसरी बार जीता है क्या शिवम?
Second time or third, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
बहुत बार जीत गया हाँ
So
ठीक है
yeah,
this was
ये
one of
होना
the
चाहिए, otherwise
हाँ this was one of the expected conclusions anyway ना सेम मतलब monthly transfer जैसा हो जाएगा
दादा रूम खाली करो.
क्या बुकिंग खत्म हो गया कब तक बुक किया था
I don't know.
एक बार एक्चुअली ऐसे पब्लिक से मतलब कोई किसी ने फॉर्म नहीं भरा था एक बार.
No, we had only one response, and you can see how many people from Lenient showed up.
क्या हो गया
Lenin.
नहीं दिख रहा
Exactly. These are all-
ओ अच्छा एक सेकंड अच्छा
That
Oh,
tries
okay.
rotating phone.
हाँ,
Maybe something
हाँ एग्जैक्टली मैंने वही किया एक्चुअली मैंने रोटेट ही किया था okay
Trying to
fine.
use landscape वाला wide screen.
नहीं सेम वही 4 लोग दिख रहा नया तो नहीं है कुछ अच्छा 4 हाँ ठीक है
Peace.
नॉट बैड हाँ समझ गया भाई कोई उधर क्यों बैठेगा
सब अभी कहाँ होंगे? Peace. Okay guys. चलो.
Okay,
Good
bye.
night.
Good night.
चलो
Fine.
आपके लिए तो लाइट में
अभी तो नाइट है अभी ब्रश करके आया
क्या है उधर दिन है क्या
I'll be just. Okay. See you.
चलो बाय ठीक है
Bye.